Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Simon. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a fan of wrestling. Now, over the last few years, I've kind of lost interest a little bit, and I haven't been watching as regularly as I used to, mostly because I feel the product has become a bit weak. The writing is not as good as it used to be, and I feel like they pass over the opportunity to build really good stars with some talented wrestlers in favour of guys who, have the look. Now, as I say, I was a huge fan between probably the height of the Attitude Era up to about a couple of years ago. So last night, about 4 a.m. here in the UK, I was editing my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. video, and, I was getting uploaded and I thought, may as well get some sleep now, I've got to be up for work. So I checked my phone just to set my alarm, and I have the WWE app downloaded, which sends me notifications every now and then. And I'm well aware that, we're building up to Wrestlemania season. I do tend to watch the large, events, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Wrestlemania. I still very much enjoy those events. And I saw the notification, which I never ever thought I would see, and that was Shane McMahon returns to Raw and will face The Undertaker at WrestleMania in Hell in a Cell. Now, several things there, which it's not just one thing that I didn't think would happen. There are several things there that I didn't think would happen. Firstly is Shane McMahon returning to WWE. As many people have documented, he left about 6-7 years ago to do his own thing, which is fair enough. He realised that Stephanie and Triple H were probably going to be the ones to take over the business from Vince, and he wants to go out and prove that he is a competent businessman in of itself, and he's been very successful. Also, he is getting on quite a bit. I believe he is in his 40s now. And the guy still looks good. I mean, yeah, he's got a bit of greying hair and, he looks a little bit older, but he still looks quite nimble. Also, Hell in a Cell. Okay. Now, when you consider the fact that a Hell in a Cell match is normally done to build up to a climax, or at least that's the way it used to be. It used to be a climax to a big feud. You look at Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, Undertaker Mankind, just so many excellent feuds that were built up in the past that would culminate in this one massive match. Nowadays, it's more of a gimmick that they use as a pay-per-view event, and they only pull out in other events very, very rarely. So that's that. I just was not expecting that at all. Also, actually seeing Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker, number of different reasons why that I wasn't expecting that, but I'll go into those in more depth a little bit later on. What I want to do here is just give you a couple of reactions. Firstly, as a fan, and then more from a business point of view. So, as a fan, I am massively stoked to see Shane back. I love Shane in terms of the passion that he brings, the commitment, the fact that he is willing to take any type of risk to entertain the fans. You've got guys who look better, who are probably better on the mic, although Shane is very good on the mic, and who have more experience. But I don't think anyone can really match up to the heart that Shane McMahon shows in the ring. I saw a quote that said, no matter what, as long as the fans can see that you're trying, you will get over. And I think that is a problem with a lot of the wrestlers today, is that they've become so complacent that it becomes apparent to the fans that they don't look like they're actually trying. Whereas Shane McMahon, every time you see Shane, he puts on a show, no matter whether it's WrestleMania, whether it's Monday Night Raw. At least it's the way it used to happen anyway. He hasn't been in the ring for a good 6-7 years now. I am a huge Undertaker fan. So whenever The Undertaker comes back, has a match, I'm always stoked for it. I was there at WrestleMania 30 when he lost his streak, and, in the arena, and the shock was palpable. I was very drunk at the time, but it just hit me right to the core, and I was left speechless for the rest of the event. And I was only brought back around by the main event where Daniel Bryan won the title. So yeah, I am massively stoked that he's back, and to see those two in a match together. I mean, we haven't seen them fight each other since 2001, I think it would have been, at Survivor Series. If anyone can make Shane look good, it's going to be Taker. If anyone has the experience in Hell in a Cell to help Shane through it, Not that he's going to need that much help, but certainly, Taker is going to be the ring general in this match. Then it is. There's no one better than The Undertaker. And, I just think that I'm praying that this isn't just a generic Hell in a Cell match that we get at the stupid pay-per-view that they put on, whereby they don't do anything interesting, they don't do anything unique. The most you'll ever get is probably someone gets run into the cage at the side. I want to see them come up with innovative ways of using the cage. I want to see, I just want to see passion in this, and I think they are the right people to do that. So I am absolutely hyped for this match, and it's made WrestleMania interesting. I don't care about Triple H, Roman Reigns. If anything, I want Triple H to win. Just because, I don't know why. I mean, I know Roman Reigns tries, and he probably gets a lot of unfair stick, but it's just not working out for him. I think it's just the way he's been booked. Now, more from a business point of view, and this is where I have to put my thinking helmet on and, try and rationalise why this is happening. So, from a business point of view, this doesn't really make sense. So Shane comes back, and, it turns out that he wants control of Monday Night Raw. So Vince says, you can have it as long as you have a match against an opponent of my choosing, and you win that match. Okay, fair enough. That seems standard, WrestleMania type match, and Vince would normally pull out a big heel, to be on his side. Like they did with Donald Trump almost 10 years ago now with Umaga and, or as William Regal says, Umanga, and Bobby Lashley. Now this doesn't quite make sense because, firstly, The Undertaker is not a heel, and we've not seen him since Survivor Series. Now, is The Undertaker going to be the type of person just to show up and do Vince's bidding? He doesn't really seem that type of person. I don't know how they're going to go into that with the story. Is The Undertaker going to do this begrudgingly? Because at the end of the day, I can't imagine he's going to have any harsh feelings towards Shane. I can't imagine he's going to particularly want to impress Vince or do Vince's bidding. So I'm gonna have to wait and see how they build into this to do that. Also, we've got the problem of where do we go, with the result of the match? Neither can win. If Shane loses, then it's all for nothing. And it's kind of, it was a great pop for him returning. It's been a great, comeback. But ultimately, if he doesn't win, it's kind of like, well, where do you go from there? What was the point of that? And also, you've got that idea that if he does win, it damages The Undertaker's credibility in terms of you've had all of these wrestlers lining up at WrestleMania for years and years and years and years, and the only person to beat him was the Beast Brock Lesnar. And that was done purely to give Brock a massive, massive boost. If you come in and give Shane a victory, what does that do to The Undertaker? How do they play that? That makes The Undertaker look weak. It makes everyone who The Undertaker has faced look weak. It doesn't make too much sense from a business point of view. So I don't know how this is going to play out. Don't get me wrong, as a fan, I am massively excited to see this. But from a business point of view, I don't think it makes much sense. But I might be completely wrong. They may throw a curveball in there that takes me off guard. And it may turn out to be awesome. I just have a hard time trusting WWE with these types of things because, as we've seen previously, they don't tend to always do the best job in building up storylines and, getting the finishes to matches spot on. Either way, I'm stoked. I hope they have Undertaker on the Raws and SmackDowns before WrestleMania to try and build it up. I don't want it to be one of those where he doesn't show up to the event itself. It doesn't need that kind of build-up. It doesn't need that mystique. We know that he's been around recently. Just need to get him in there, find out what his motives are, build up some credibility for Shane, because at this point people are probably going to be thinking, there's no way Shane can do it. We're going to have Taker and Shane face off at some point before WrestleMania, get Shane a bit of an advantage, and hopefully, give him a bit of credibility before the event, because if he does lose, he's going to look good doing it, don't get me wrong, but he's going to have to try and come out strong. So, either way, it was a very, very interesting segment last night, and I am pleased to see Shane back. Hopefully, from here on out, it will go well. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble about, wrestling for the last 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long this has been. As always, please subscribe and check out my other content, and I'll see you in the next video.